Eid al-Fitr is an important religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. The religious Eid is the first and only day in the month of Shawwal during which Muslims are not permitted to fast. The holiday celebrates the conclusion of the 29 of 30 days of dawn to sunset fasting during the entire month of Ramadan. The day of Eid, therefore, falls on the first day of the month of Shawwal. The date for the start of any lunar Hijri month varies based on the observation of new moon by local religious authorities, so the exact day of celebration varies by locality. Eid al-Fitr has a particular salat consisting of 2 rakats and generally offered in an open field, a large hall. It may be performed only in congregation and has an additional extra 6 takbirs, 3 of them in the beginning of the first rak'ah and 3 of them just before rukus in the second rak'ah in the Hanafi school of Sunni Islam. Other Sunni schools usually have 12 takbirs, 7 in the first, and 5 at the beginning of the second rak'ah. This Eid al-Fitr salat is, depending on which juristic opinion is followed, fard, mustahab or mandub. Muslims believe that they are commanded by Allah, as mentioned in the Quran, to continue the fast until the last day of Ramadan and pay the zakat and fitr before offering the Eid prayers. Names. Alternative terms. Eid al-Fitr goes by various alternative terms in English, including fast-breaking Eid, sweet festival, Ramadan feast, feast of fasting, small Eid, Eid feast, Eid al-Safir, sugar feast. Native terms. Timing. Traditionally, it is the day of the first sighting of the crescent moon shortly after sunset. If the moon is not observed immediately after the 29th day of the previous lunar month, then it is the following day. History. Before the advent of Islam in Arabia, there is mention of festivals as well as some others among the Arabs. The Israelites had festivals as well, some directly prescribed in the Old Testament and others commemorating important days of the history. Eid al-Fitr was originated by the Islamic prophet Muhammad. It is observed on the first of the month of Shawwal at the end of the month of Ramadan, during which Muslims undergo a period of fasting. According to certain traditions, these festivals were initiated in Medina after the migration of Muhammad from Mecca. Anas reports, when the Prophet arrived in Medina, he found people celebrating 2 specific days in which they used to entertain themselves with recreation and merriment. He asked them about the nature of these festivities, at which they replied that these days were occasions of fun and recreation. At this, the Prophet remarked that the Almighty has fixed 2 days instead of these for you which are better than these. Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha for Muslims. Both the festivals of Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha are occasions for showing gratitude to Allah and remembering Him, as well as giving alms to the poor. General rituals. Eid al-Fitr is celebrated for 1, 2 or 3 days. Common greetings during this holiday are the Arabic greeting, Eid Mubarak or Eid Said. In addition, many countries have their own greetings in the local language. In Turkey, for example, a typical saying might be Bayramınız kutlu olsun or may your Bayram, Eid, be blessed. Muslims are also encouraged on this day to forgive and forget any differences with others or animosities that may have occurred during the year. Typically practicing Muslims wake up early in the morning, always before sunrise, offer Salat al-Fajr, and in keeping with the traditions of the Prophet Muhammad, clean the teeth with a toothbrush, take a shower before prayers, put on new clothes, and apply perfume. It is forbidden to fast on the day of Eid. It is customary to acknowledge this with a small sweet breakfast, preferably of date, before attending a special Eid prayer. As an obligatory act of charity, money is paid to the poor and the needy before performing the Eid prayer. The following list contains some general rituals to show happiness. to give as much charity as is possible, to pray Fajr in the local masjid, to go early for Eid Salat, to read the takbirat in an open field, go to the Eid prayer on foot, while at the open field praying area, same rules apply as the mosque. Ni. Do not speak one word other than words that remember Allah or any Islamic terms during the Imam's lecture as well as before and after Eid Salat. You can speak once you've left the masjid, or mosque or any other place you were praying. Say Eid Mubarak to other Muslims. Muslims recite the following incantation in a low voice while going to the Eid prayer: Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. Recitation ceases when they get to the place of Eid. Once the Imam commences activities, Muslims are recommended to use separate routes to and from the prayer grounds. Women are encouraged to join Salat of Eid. No fasting on Eid al-Fitr. There is no adhan and or iqama for Eid prayer. Eid prayer and Eidgah. The Eid prayer is performed in congregation in open areas like fields, community centers, etc., or at mosques. No call to prayer is given for this Eid prayer, and it consists of only 2 units of prayer with an additional 6 incantations. The Eid prayer is followed by the sermon and then of supplication asking for Allah's forgiveness, mercy, peace and blessings for all living beings across the world. The sermon also instructs Muslims as to the performance of rituals of Eid, such as the zakah. Listening to the sermon at Eid is not required and is optional, a sunnah. While the sermon is being delivered, after the prayers, Muslims visit the relatives, friends and acquaintances or hold large communal celebrations in homes, community centers or rented halls. Eid gifts, known as Eid, are frequently given at Eid to children and immediate relatives. Islamic tradition. Eid al-Fitr marks the end of the fasting month of Ramadan. This has to do with the communal aspects of the fast, which expresses many of the basic values of the Muslim community, e.g., empathy for the poor, charity, worship, steadfastness, patience, etc. Fasting is also believed by some scholars to extol fundamental distinctions, lauding the power of the spiritual realm, while acknowledging the subordination of the physical realm. It also teaches a Muslim to stay away from worldly desires and to focus entirely on the Lord and thank Him for His blessings. It is a rejuvenation of the religion and it creates a stronger bond between the Muslim and his Lord.